site shading any towns. Again,
I mean, like, get down on them. I can think of 30 things I can do right
yeah,
now.
just keep doing it. Yeah, so do this, and then come back. Right now the screen's on.
Are you recording now?
Maybe.
Come on, computer, let's go.
So it's, it would be archive.
Oh, no, that was fine. It's only when you're trying to microphone.
Get to the archive
Glad,
site.
glad to have you.
It's not loading.
You're trying to microphone. You're going to see the dark side.
Wait, the site or the Moran?
I can go with everybody.
Why does everyone have like this updated VCR and I have like 1967?
What was that?
It's like random behind the computer.
Yeah.
Everybody else not on a computer, come sit over here. Go to the one where you actually go to the archive. Yeah.
Stop it. Mr. Bogan?
Just go to archive.org.
That's what I was just at.
Don't do the one with that, like the Moran one.
Oh, that's what I was just at.
So it could be on the Moran one.
Oh,
I'm okay with that. Unless you have, I'm okay with that.
That's cool. Yeah.
you're gonna be on that one.
And that picture will be updated
I will put out that.
late tonight, so if you look at it tomorrow.
We have liftoff.
Sam and Mallory said. It's not updated one.
What was interesting is yesterday, or last week, they were checking out some of the sites that they had saved, and they were already
Now, how is this?
So after November, like December, what was the reason? 2009.
Smack match. Look, it's Michaela Pearl. That's like $1 million Xbox. That's the budget. Look at Sam. That's like free Xbox 360. All that. I also would do. What the heck? We had to bring him home, and in the car,
Where can I stand and be at least in the way?
I'm just moving on.
Like, you know what I mean? This-ish? Like this-ish?
All right. We have liftoff.
If I could just ask your attention for a couple more minutes, and first, an absolute heartfelt thank you on behalf of the Internet Archive and the Library of Congress for your contributions to all your programs. This program's not possible without you, so a genuine thank you. And then a second thank you to all of you for your flexibility and your great answers. how much there is for us to think about now based on what you said.
Oh, that's
So
the
we're
new one.
really, really excited to be able to go back now and begin the editing process. And I'm really excited to take all of this that you've said back as we plan the next programming. So I cannot tell you thank you enough times. Words are inadequate for that. But we have a couple of other questions as we were talking about. Like, okay, so what are the gaps in what we understand from your experience? And one of the questions that I think is a big one is just talk about how this project or this program is different from what you usually do in classes. And if you can layer into that, what do you learn from it? It's more than fun, I think.
It's like way more real life because usually projects you just get a group, they tell you what to do. This is more like individual, and you have to like think for yourself. No directions. Well, there's directions, but not as many as you'd think.
You were a lot more free to kind of work differently, work with computers, use a lot more technology instead of write down the answers on a worksheet, copy notes. We don't do that. We work on the computers. We work in groups. We work individually. We don't have a set rubric. You have to do exactly this and this. We have room to be creative and be ourselves in the projects.
Yeah,
This is-
what Josh said. It was also very more personal, I think, and you could put your own interest as well into it, and that's what I like about it.
And that you can express yourself over the internet too, as well as individually. Like your sites describe you and your likes and dislikes, so you can describe yourself by the internet.
This is actually pretty similar to what we do in Mr. Bogush's class. We work on the computers and we don't have a set rubric. He tells us what to do, but we pretty much have free roam what to do about it, and it's ours personally.
How much, anybody else want to? Because I'm really interested in following up what Christian's saying and wondering, so how much technology do you use and how do you use it?
Well, we have like our own website. We have a lot of like the wiki stuff, the blogs. We go on the blog a lot, and we like he'll just give us like a topic to do, to blog about, and we could basically do anything about that topic. Like Christian said, we could do whatever we want basically.
He also like made us talk, like email or comment on other people's wikis, so we can talk to people from all over the world. Like I got a comment from someone from Australia. Before, when you were asking us questions, you were talking about our likes and dislikes with other people, and like he said that he played soccer and liked basketball too. So, a learning experience.
Yeah, basically, right now we don't do that because we have a student teacher for Mr. Bogush, but when we have him at teaching, basically our homework every night is to use the blogs, and he either sets a topic, we can write whatever we want about it, or we can just make up our own topic and say whatever we want and have other people all around the world view it.
It's really, really great because he doesn't give tests, just mostly projects, which I think is a lot more like realistic, like real life applicable, however you pronounce it. And also like you have a lot more freedom to do what you want. Like I know if you've ever gotten like a project for like math or science or something, they'll give you a rubric. Like you have to do 5 pictures of this, 2 paragraphs on this, and it has to contain this, 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 and this. Mr. Bogus just says, do this, try to integrate this into it, and be yourself, and you just be yourself in the project, and you can do whatever you want. And he really grades you on like how creative you were, how much outside the box you were, and whether or not you included the right information. But there's a lot of other aspects into it.
Yeah, on that creativity note, I find it really, really easy to do the projects in here because I'm a creative person, and I find that it just comes more naturally to me than having a rubric and having to do this, this, and this, because it kind of constricts me, and it also limits my thinking.
Any other thoughts, reflections on this program? Last bits of advice
think the process should pretty much stay the same because it was easy after you get the hang of it.
I think I think that you should or everyone should try to get more people to do this because it was a really good experience to participate in.
Anything else?
I have one last question for you guys. It's not fully formed yet, but you guys are up to your ears in technology with what you're doing with Mr. Bogish and hopefully in a few of the classes. So now that you've gone into high school, you're working with wikis, blogs, web archiving, social software, Skyping, doing podcasts, you know, what do you hope? Do you have any ideas about how you might be using that in high school? Is this a one-shot deal with Mr. Moran, and you're going to go back to just writing papers and stuff like that, or do you have any thoughts about how you might be using all the same stuff in high school?
Well, I know I definitely want to keep my blog running because that's really fun. It's a good way to express my creativity. It's a good outlet for what I do. Also a lot of the stuff that he showed us, like Google Documents, like I didn't know about those. Wikis, those are really useful, and I actually do use them in other school projects, like language arts or science. I'll use a wiki or Google Doc to do some of my work, and it makes everything a lot easier. So I still think I'll be using them, just not as much in the same way that we do in Mr. Bogish's class, because the other teachers in high school, they may not use the same techniques, and they may not give us the same guidelines that allow us to use that kind of stuff.
Like, I'm hoping in high school that we get to do as much technology, like use as much technology as we use in here because, like Josh said, with the Google Documents, they're really useful because if you do something in school, you can just go right home, log onto a Google account, and just access it right away. You don't have to bring anything home at all. As long as you have a computer at home, you're fine. And it's just really useful.
Yeah, like what Christian said. It's kind of confusing with like the flash drives and everything, and even those can become very full of errors, like something doesn't work or it doesn't fit your computer or something like that. And with Google Docs, it's all on one website, and it's much easier than emailing it to yourself as well. And I do hope that we get to use them as much as we did in Mr. Bogish's room, even though I don't think we will, because I've only had 2 teachers like that, Mr. Bogish and another teacher in 6th grade, and I really like them both.